this topic in context of twin flames, specifically divine masculine on a journey, divine feminine as well, and the interference with each other's energy field. So if you're not on a twin flame journey, you can scroll. The reminder of this video will touch specifically on that topic. So when I talk about twin flames, the situation is a little bit different, because in reality, our energetic fields become one when we activate to the journey. Twin flames is the only object in the universe that is of same frequency as you. So when you meet in the physical plane, although you have separate fields and you are sovereign souls, you are one consciousness, right? Your higher selves are basically one. They're blended twins. That's why we call them twins. So when you meet your divine counterpart, your twin flame in the physical world, and you get activated to this beautiful, wild journey, what happens is that your energetic fields find themselves in the 3D, and they recognize themselves, and they recognize, ooh, we are same. We're actually of exact same frequency. We're one consciousness, and they permanently blend. So even you separate in the physical and you go separate ways for that duration of a separation, your energetic fields, again, sovereign, but they're constantly connected. This is why within twin flame connections, what happens, and those of you who are on this journey know, and I always use this as one of the first points to prove to someone that you actually are or aren't in a connection, is that from the moment you meet this person, they are constantly energetically with you. You feel like they are literally with you in a room 24/7. It's not thinking about them often. It's not even thinking about them. They are literally with you in a room. You can feel their presence as if they were behind you all the time. You can feel their energy. That's because your energetic fields merge, right? So feminine and masculine, they're going to experience it differently because we operate on a different plane of existence and we have a different dominion. The feminine dominates, it's meant to dominate the 5D, and many feminines, because activation to twin flame journey means always awakening of your kundalini, and your kundalini rises, our psychic gifts get activated. So especially those of us who will become oracles and seers and psychic mediums, you literally see your masculine in the room with you all the time, 24/7, right? Energetically, because you see the higher self version of him and his energetic fields. Masculines will experience that differently. It will be more on the level of the thought, but they will feel the feminine as well. Not going anywhere. This other person is not going anywhere, no matter how hard you try, no matter the distraction, no matter other women. She ain't going anywhere because your energetic fields merged. So knowing that, we can't really talk about when you're thinking about this person, when you're talking about this person, you're interfering with their field, because in a sense, their field is your field. You have permanent access to their field, right? Your field is merged with their field. And again, remember, we are sovereign. So we can separate our field in that sovereignty, and it's something that the feminine needs to do. As feminine walks this path, as feminine heals, feminine reclaims her sovereignty, the feminine detaches from the masculine in the physical world, she can sort of close her energetic field, and consciously, when she's ready, she starts saying, you know what? You will no longer have access to my 5D field, because if you want to have access to my energy, you have to become a man that I know that you can become and actually come to me in 3D. So specifically for twin flames, thinking about someone, dreaming about them, it's not going to be interfering with their energy field per se, because again, their energy field is your energy field. However, an important thing that I do want to mention for our divine masculines is that The whole point of this journey is to heal to a point when you understand that you are sovereign souls, but you are one consciousness, and you are part of each other's highest, most abundant timeline. You are part of each other's dharma, and it is your highest destiny to ground that connection in the 3D. So to make it happen in the actual real world, which is the role of the masculine when he is ready. And in order to do that, you have to, yes, integrate your shadows, but you also have to become the most authentic version of self. Remove the shame of who you really are. I am who I am. This is who I am, right? This is why we talk so much on this journey, that part of, tapping into your authentic self is part of the journey of healing. So the masculine separation, when you watch the feminine, when you think about the feminine, it's not really interfering with her field in a sense as we described in this video, because her field is your field. You are always welcome there. Especially that our masculines, you learn from us because we are the leaders on the level of 5D, spiritual leaders of the connection. So the awakening of the mind of the masculine happens following the Kundalini awakening of the feminine confirmation. As the feminine rises, we start to have our presence, we start to talk about spirituality, about our passions, about life, meaning of life. And the masculine usually watches us because we are, in twin flame connection, we are each other's greatest teachers and greatest students mutually. We learn from each other. The path of remembrance happens from and through each other. So you learn from your feminine. So it's absolutely okay that you are watching her, that you are accessing her field. She is your lighthouse and she's well aware of that. However, the only issue with my masculines, and the only thing that I always challenge you to try to power through, is the sneaky watching from behind the scenes and from fake accounts. That is something that you shouldn't be doing. If you have your divine feminine, especially when your feminine is already in her divine energy, in her femininity, in her authenticity, you know that she's well aware of what's going on, who are you and your connection and all that jam. She will be aware that you are somewhere there in her energy. She will feel that. For most part, she probably knows which fake account is your account, right? So what I always want to encourage the masculines to do, because that's the only thing that creates low vibration within you, right? Like I said, it's different. So you have sort of access to her energy field, and it's normal that you access it because, again, her field is your field. But when you do it from behind the scenes, from in a sneaky way, so you're not admitting it, you're doing it from fake accounts, right? So she doesn't know. That's creating that's thickening that mask that I've mentioned, right? It's defying the whole point of the journey, of being authentic with each other. So what I always encourage you to do, if you don't yet feel ready to ground this connection into physical existence, into the 3D, which is your job, if you don't yet feel ready, if you don't yet feel that you have the courage, and you feel the pull towards the feminine, to watch her, to observe her, do it officially. Stop hiding behind a mask of fake accounts, because it's only feeding your shadow. It's feeding your avoidance. It's feeding your lack of worthiness. It's feeding your lack of authenticity. It's masking your inner truth. You don't feel ready, it's fine. As long as your feminine is in her feminine state, she will trust you. She will accept that. The whole point of being divine feminine is when you're still in separation and you are in your divinity, you trust your masculine. I trust that you know what you're doing. I trust that you're healing. I trust that you will know when there's time to return to me, right? Because it's your job to know. It's your job to ground this connection into the 3D. But what I do encourage you to do, and it will help your healing immensely, it's just to stop being sneaky. Stop being sneaky. Watch her from your actual account. Even if you're first one there, in her stories, in her comments, in her likes, whatever you're ready, do it from your actual account. Because in those connections, the only thing that can create lower vibration that can create feeding of the shadow is when you do that from a fake account. So that's all that I wanted to talk about around this topic. I hope it clarified the energy field and how it actually works. I hope that you learned something. I love you so incredibly much. And it cut me off so rudely. I love you so incredibly much. That's what I wanted to say. I hope you have an amazing week. I hope you now understand how energy field works, so you're able to protect your own energy field and you're able not to siphon someone's energy. Oh yeah, maybe that's something that I can mention to you as a final note. If you actually are thinking how to protect your own energy field, the more you heal, the more you are self-aware of who you are, your own shadows, your own energy, your own thoughts, the more you will become aware of your 5D field. And the more you are aware of your 5D field, you will actually sense presence of other people and interference of other people with your field. And you will be able to take that conscious choice. You can ask your angels, your higher self to protect that field, speaking it simply out loud, calling upon the spirit of the north, the spirit of the south, west, and east for your angels to guard the entrance to your 5D field. And whoever is sending negative energy, you're consciously choosing to transmute that and alchemize this into your power and into your fuel. And whoever is sending positive energy, you are sending it back with love and light, but not allowing it to interfere with your field. And let your angels and your higher self know that if anyone wants to interfere with your field, they will have to do it through 3D. And that is how we protect ourselves and walk towards alignment.